said so long, carry on, 'cause the devil wants to take me for a ride.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Get Your Act Together with Mike Bain. How you doing? And just wanted to let you know, Merry Christmas and Happy fucking New Year. Merry Christmas. Let's be honest. Backstreet Boys normally better than NSYNC. Christmas time, NSYNC blows them out of the water. It's not up for debate. You lost already. God, there is a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I got a lot to talk with you guys about. God, it's a wild, ooh, baby, it's a wild world. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. A lot of shit going on. People getting fucked on the floor of the Senate. Buttholes caved in. Doo-doot. Fucking. Oh, baby. All right, where are we going to start? All right, you know what? I just saw this one today. So why don't I just cover this right now? So, Jew tunnels. Do you know about them? All right. For those of you who don't know, have you heard? Have you seen about this? Have you heard about this? In Brooklyn, New York, a synagogue? Temple? I believe it's a synagogue. I don't know why. I don't know. Jewish people get two different things for the way they go to worship. Muslims got mosques, Christians got churches, Jews got synagogues and temples. But this was a synagogue in Brooklyn, some Hasidic Jews. And if you don't know about the Hasidic Jews in New York City, they kind of just do whatever they want. They're like how do I put this? New York's got a lot of different ethnicities, a lot of different ethnic enclaves, but the Hasidic Jews really just kind of do their own thing. You know, they got their own police force and fire department and schools and school buses and ambulances and pretty much their own everything. You know, they're like an independent city within the city. Well, it turns out that they were digging tunnels underneath the synagogue to the street. And there's some videos of some guys climbing out of grates in the street. They dug alongside some sewer lines, not in the sewer. This is not Jewish Shawshank Redemption. This is... Andy didn't come out of the shit-stained pipe wearing a yarmulke. No, this... And it came up next to like a children's museum. I believe it was one associated perhaps with the synagogue. And what's interesting now, there's some debate on why this was done. Some in the synagogue are saying that it was done during COVID so they could sneak in and out of the synagogue. And but, you know, there's a lot of people saying it looks like it was some child trafficking. And, you know, there's a good chance that might be what it is. Because some guys wanted to close down the tunnels. Some people in the synagogue were like, let's close the tunnels. And some other people were like, fucking dude, these are my fucking tunnels. And it sparked a little internal debate. And the guys who wanted to shut down the tunnels called the police. There was a pretty big row. A lot of people got arrested. They were throwing pews and chairs. Apparently these tunnels are very important. But just the best part of the entire situation revolving the Jewish tunnels is that this guy in New York was tweeting that he kept tweeting that there were Jews in the ground beneath him. He was tweeting, he's like, does anybody else hear Jews under the fucking floorboards? Like he was saying he was hearing Yiddish coming up through his fucking floor. And obviously everyone just is calling this guy a loon, right? You know, this guy is just tweeting out there, there's Jews in the wall. And everyone goes, yeah, all right, they got their weather machines in there. Is there Jews in the wall? I'm telling you, I can hear them in there every day and every night. Hava Nakita, Hava Nakita, Hava Nakita. Dreidel, 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 I made you out of clay. And I'm just sitting here eating a grilled cheese sandwich, and I gotta listen to this shit just coming, and then everyone just treated the guy like a fucking loon. He was right. Dude, like who had that on their 2024 bingo card? Hasidic Jews tunneling underneath the streets of New York, right? Like that's, and nobody has given this guy, hey, look, we're sorry. No one is gonna, that's, and he tweeted out again, he went, I fucking told you! So, oh baby, 2024. We're tunneling into a brand new year. What else is going on, man? Dude, all right. We got a lot of stuff going on. Dudes are getting fucked on the floor of the Judicial Senate Hearing Committee. Oh, man. So if you don't know, a senator from Maryland had an aide. He had an aide because they don't do nothing for themselves. They don't do shit for themselves. And his aide was very gay. Like a lot of gay. You guys seen Austin Powers? Remember A Lot of Vagina? This is a lot of gay. This individual was not, he wasn't. Like, let's imagine that regular Coca-Cola is straight and Coke Zero is like bisexual and Diet Coke is gay. This guy was like Diet Coke caffeine free. extra aspartame, extra sweetness. Anyway, this individual decided that he wanted to videotape himself getting fucking cornholed. I mean, just getting his fucking shitter kicked in dude, in the floor of the Senate committee where they have hearings for the Supreme Court justices to figure out if are you competent to be on the Supreme Court. Do it in there at night. Had another guy fucking cram him doggy style. Got a nice POV. Had the guy point of view. A lot of you guys don't know POV because you use it incorrectly in your fucking Instagrams. But POV cramming. And the reason I know this is because I went to one of the news sites to read about it, and they had the video. Like, bro, it wasn't, they had the video, and they just put like a Capitol building sticker over the guy's dick. So, and he's stroking him. Like, you can see the strokes, back shots on full display. Fucking pictures of him on all fours, and of course, they use the Capitol building pictures to cover up that brown starfish, and it's just you gotta laugh. Like, what can you do? Like, I feel. A lot of people just kind of like, I can't believe the utter desecration of our country. But I'm just like, dude, this is honestly, it makes perfect sense. I don't know, like, have we not reached a level of psychotic degeneracy amongst our politicians where this is pretty par for the course, right? I mean, doesn't this feel pretty accurate? I mean, like we can all just admit that the Fed is just evil, right? So they're just I actually kind of like it. I'm not saying I like, I don't want to watch the videos. I like that boomer attitude of the sanctity of the U.S. fucking government is gone, and we can just be like, oh, they're fudge packers. Oh, a bunch of, I want people to think of DC. I want them to picture a bunch of buttfuckers. That's what I'm trying to convey here. Is that these people in Congress, these people down in DC, not just the politicians, but the people who work for them, none of them are good. None of them are good. Basically, it was kind of a display of what happens to the American people on a daily basis. But it was live. But here's the thing I don't get. This motherfucker, how he got caught? He shared the video in a group chat, a group text with other like-minded gay staffers of Congress. Dude, what is there, a fucking contest to see who can get railroaded in the most historic place in DC? Dude, is somebody just getting fisted on top of the fucking Lincoln Memorial? Who is... What the... I don't, like, a dude's just fucking teabagging at the reflecting pool. What... Because clearly this is going to be a back and forth. Because if you start a group chat like this, that's a pretty heavy thing to lead with. Also, I know that it's hard for me to understand as a straight dude. Okay, I get this. But here's what I'm going to say. I could understand if you were the guy fucking the butt. Right? Like, I could understand if you're the top and you want to go, hey, everybody, look at my fucking dick. Look at these strokes. Just fucking... Look at me just fucking sliding in, just sliding home. What do I play for the New York Yankees? Because I'm sliding in. Just, I could get that. What I don't get, and this doesn't quite make sense to me, I don't understand sending the video if you're the one getting fucked, right? That's like if I won an award, right? Like, let's say I was playing pickleball and I won a tournament and I texted all my friends in a friend group, here's me and my pickleball trophy. Now, they're all going to text back, fucking gay, homo, but that's just them being friends and it's their way of saying, hey, congratulations on doing something that doesn't matter. But if I lost, right, like I'm not going to text him. I'm not going to text him a picture of me with a... you came in last place ribbon. That's just kind of how that seems to me, right? Like maybe I'm just looking at this through the wrong lens, but that's just how it comes off. Anyway, what was the best part is this dude acted like what he did wasn't weird, right? He acted like... He put out a statement where he said that it's a shame that he's being discriminated against. Like, that's... Bro, come on. Bro. He acted surprised that the video got out. Dude, you sent a video of you fucking on the floor of the Senate hearing committee, and then you acted like it was weird that people thought it was... weird. I just, in the grand scheme of things, this ain't even shit. Like at the end of the day, I don't know if you guys know, but there's a Republican dude in a wheelchair who was in Congress who was talking about how they do giant cocaine orgies in amongst Congress, and he tweeted out, right after this happened, he wrote, I fucking told you so, because everyone... like, what's crazy is he mentioned this, and then people ridiculed him. Instead of going, yeah, wow, those people who run our country are a bunch of sick, twisted, satanic freaks, people just went, well, I guess you don't get invited to the fucking parties. Well, of course he doesn't. His dick doesn't work. Okay? That's why you can't have... That's why you can't have a guy in Congress or as president who's in a fucking wheelchair. Because his dick doesn't fucking work. You can't blackmail him with degeneracy. You can't, whatever his thing is, you can't just line up 18, I don't know, Thai lady boys. You can't line up a bunch of Cambodian prostitutes and then secretly videotaping him. You can't seduce him. It's not gonna work. Okay? He's out of the game. You know, those days are over. You're not gonna get him that way. Oh man, but the funny, the only way he's going to an orgy is if somebody has a specific kink. Like if Mitch McConnell, when he isn't zoning out, just wants to hammer away on some fucking crippled man booty. That's the only way you're getting the invite. But hey, that's America, baby. It's one of the few times something was done in Congress that only fucked over a singular person as opposed to millions. Anyway, a lot of stuff going on. You know, a lot of stuff going on. Speaking of which, all right, let me just, you guys remember when I talked about Love on the Spectrum, right? Do you remember that show? We all remember Love on the Spectrum. It was a very campy Netflix show where people with autism date one another. Well, they did it, guys. Hold on. I follow one of the fellas from that show on social media. And he fucking, dude. This dude, he's from the Boston area. I think he's from like Newton or something. I remember him specifically because I remember something his dad said when he was going out on a date. He kept asking his dad, like, should I pay? Dad, should I pay for my date? And the dad goes, yeah, kid. It's only, remember, if it gets expensive, it's only money. I remember hearing that and getting fucking mad because I was like, of course it's nothing to you, only money to you, you rich prick. But then I thought about it. It is only, like, that's such a beautiful mindset to have, right? That even regardless of where you're at, that it's only money. Right? I try and whenever I get bent out of shape about spending too much money, because I really only spend money trying to do stuff with people I love, I have to remember it's only money. Like, you'll get more. Like, just go work for more. It's only money. I don't know, just that had a profound effect on me. I realized that that's the difference between a poor man thinking and a rich man thinking, is that when you think of it, like when you can do that, when you can kind of let go of it so that you can spend money on yourself and people you care about, but also spend money to invest. Because when you're so worried about money, you become a fucking tightwad, you know? Become a cheap prick. And you hold on to it so desperately that you deny yourself living, and you deny yourself the chance to spend money to better yourself. Because you're going to spend money to make money, right? That's very true. And when that guy said, it's only money, I don't know. Just felt like once I started thinking that way, and trust me, I'm still a cheap prick. I'm just, you know, when it comes time to spend money, I spend the money. When it comes time to spend the money, I don't buy the cheap fucking product. I'm not the dude who goes and gets the fucking discount plan B. You buy the full-on plan B, okay? Because it's only money. Anyway, I follow this dude on social media, right? His name is James. And he puts up, he's great. You gotta fucking follow him. I'll pull up his account in a second. He had this, he just, whatever fucking comes to mind, this guy posts. I'll get so over in my head about a post I made. This dude literally puts up a post. It's Tuesday, fucking 2 p.m. The guy puts up a post. I think prostitution should be legal. And I go, well, yeah, it should. He goes, I don't see why. Anyone should have, if a man and a woman
want to spend money and have just have an interaction of a financial sense. Why anyone? And of course, in the comments, bitches who are afraid that their husbands are going to cheat on them are just like, well, it's trafficking women and then guys are like, well, it's immoral in our society. It degrades the fabric, which isn't true because very functional, healthy societies all have prostitutes. And go, dude, this guy's onto something. Then I see his next post. If superheroes have superhuman strength, if the Hulk has superhuman strength, and Captain America is super strong because he's a super soldier, wouldn't that mean that superhero women have super strong vaginal muscles? You're like, bro, I never fucking thought of that. This dude is like, that's a good question. And that's a solid autistic question. Because most people would maybe glancingly like think about that. Right? Like would kind of at a glance, like imagine what fucking a superhero would be like. I never thought about that. But this guy's over here thinking, like, what if you're fucking Wonder Woman and the bitch just goes invisible? You're looking through at her, seeing your own dick. Like, I don't think I could stay hot. That'd be, bro, like, what if you're fucking Wonder Woman, she goes invisible, right? And then you bust, and you pull out, and then wham, visibility comes back. Fucking Batman. You were fucking cramming Batman's boot. Like, and she, Wonder Woman comes out behind a pillar in the Justice League, and Batman turns around and says, oh, we fucking got you. I live in the night. And on your cock. Just fucking, like the ultimate phantom. I don't know. I never thought of this. This guy is. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Mike, Wonder Woman can't turn invisible. Her plane is invisible. Yeah, I don't fucking care. I'm not a nerd. I don't follow this shit. The world needs people like this. The world needs people. I miss having these sort of interactions in my life. Because everything is so fucking, even scrubbed down, even my job. I used to be able to talk about this at work. This is what I want to talk about. I want someone to come in and be like, yo, you think if you fucked She-Hulk, you think she'd grip you? Like grip? Like grip, bro. Like grip. And everyone's like, yo, I bet she's a gripper. Oh, 100%. Total gripper. Total gripper. Be like, yo, you ever think that when Superman's fucking a bitch, he just kind of, he kind of goes full Superman and just fucking, just rips her into. I don't know. Here, let me see if I can find you these so I can share them with you. I see it. That's a great way. Oh, here it is.
Would you allow your partner to shave your body hair?
All right, first one. Absolute fucking banger.
Would you allow your partner to shave your body hair? I would, because the way I see it, that's a great way to promote intimacy. Not just, physically and sexually, but also emotionally.
He's right.
It's a sign of trust.
He's right.
I imagine that most people would not allow simply anyone to shave their bodies. So, yeah, if you were to allow someone else to do it, there would have to be someone you trusted and someone whom you held in high regard. Plus, your partner may be able to reach areas that you yourself would have difficulty reaching. Yes, just thought I'd throw this random question out here to ask everyone. So, for those of you who are comfortable answering, mind you, just please let me know what you think on this matter. Thank you very much.
said, Mike, you gotta, like, I feel that, wow, he's right. Like, he's fucking right. Like, it does. I'm, like, imagine, ladies, like, I know there's a few of you that listen to this show. Would you, how many of you want some dude shaving your labia? That scares me. What if I caught a flap? Bro, what if I caught a flap and I pulled a fucking Somalian female circumcision? I could not. Oh, but he's right. I don't want to be shaved, but he's like, it is a trust. Like, the guy knows his fucking shit. Hold on, what else we got here?
But you know what I read somewhere? That like to post an addendum. At Bright Farms, we have entered a new year, and the United States very badly needs prison reform.
The guys,
prisons in the United States.
I mean, prison reform. He's hitting on all fucking cylinders. He's wearing an American flag shirt as he says this. Let me see.
Watched the Wednesday Addams television series on Netflix.
Yeah, maybe that's good.
Several years ago, Blizzard Entertainment made a Warcraft movie.
Yeah, it was fucking awful. You liked it? Bro, no.
There is Halloween 3 is the Christmas was several weeks ago, but I had an idea possibly for a Christmas-themed action movie or an action movie set around Christmas. Not quite certain how I got the idea, but I did somehow. And the movie would be called Badass Santa, and it would be a tribute, a homage to the action movies of the 80s and 90s. So my idea that I had was that the movie would start in the 60s, and a young man by the name of Nicholas, or Nick for short, would voluntarily join the military to enter to fight in the Vietnam War, because you see his father fought in World War II, so and was
nice backstory.
A hero when he returned. So he's very young and idealistic and looking for the same level of glory. But when he arrives in Vietnam, he very soon discovers that the Vietnam War is not a righteous crusade for justice. And
oh man, he's getting long-winded, but here's what he says. Military veteran becomes a shopping mall Santa Claus and has to defend them all from terrorists. Amazing. This guy just literally did what Hollywood can't do. Original fucking idea. Sign him up. Sign him the fuck up. All right, anyway. This guy's name is James B. Jones 87 on Instagram. Give him a follow, because he's got some bangers on here, and I don't want to share all his content.
There was a series of video games believed that the time is right for a new He-Man movie.
Absolutely. They made one and it was fucking awful. Anyway, goddamn man, Anyway, speaking of love on the spectrum, speaking of autism, they did it. They did it. Do you know what they did? They went. Netflix just came out with a show. It's a dating show. It's a reality dating show. It's called Down for Love. They get Down syndrome. What the fuck? Who are you? Who is running Netflix? Is it like a fucking 8-year-old kid? Is it like a troll on an Instagram comment section? Who? Down for Love. Here's what, I'm all for this, but I don't think that the dating show in and of itself is degrading, okay? I mean, it is, but, we can all lie and say that it isn't so that we can morally watch it, and I'm going to allow that. But, the goofy fucking names that they come up with for the shows absolutely are just... Like, you know what's really funny? Is that a group of people sat down and they fucking hammered out ideas. A group of people sat in a room and they said, we got a show where people with Down syndrome date each other. Let's come up with some campy ideas. And somebody went, how about love syndrome? And somebody went, I like it. I don't know. Let's try something else. What about down bad? You know, you've been out of the game too long. You just got, you know how it is when you get like down bad. You got blue balls. You ain't fucking been hammering some snooch. So, down bad. And someone said, nah, we wanna pretend that these people, and I use that term loosely, these people, I want to pretend that these people are here for love, not just to fucking pork each other. But ideally, that's what they'll do, and we won't video record it. We will get, we'll have them go to their house, and it'll be clearly implied, and we'll profit off of their sexuals actions, which is really just a form of pimping. But anyway, and they sat there and back and forth threw ideas out until somebody said, hey, how about down for love? And somebody went, fucking Yahtzee! Dude, these motherfuckers get paid. These motherfuckers get paid. Somebody got paid to come up with down for love. And right now, somebody, like the guy who wrote Love Syndrome is just fucking pissed. Is pissed. Because somebody was just like, because it had to be the guy who wasn't good enough, who was like, somebody had to come out and just be like, how about retarded for love? And they went, oh, Billy, oh my God, how fucking tasteless can you be? We are pimping these people out for profit. They're going to get paid maybe a few $1,000s and we'll lure them with the idea of social media fame. But how could you... retarded for love? What are you, a fucking scumbag? Who says that? Like, this is Netflix. This is Netflix. This is a classy establishment. Around at Netflix, we care. We care about the fucking mongoloids that we hook up with each other. Okay? We care about the fucking extra chromosomal individuals that we pair up. Okay? Do we care that they get their hearts broken? No. Okay? Do we care that we put them in extremely anxiety-inducing settings that even a person with a set amount of chromosomes would have a hard time handling? No. Because at Netflix, we care about two things. We care about three things. Number one, we care about is creating a safe environment for all people. Number two, we care about profit. Number three, we care about making shows where we just erase every straight heterosexual white character. Anyway, let me play for you Down for Love. Because there's a trailer.
It's really important to find love, because that's
they're
what
Australian.
makes you human.
I'm looking for love of a girl who is brilliant, intelligent, beauty both inside and outside.
Very reasonable.
A man could be funny, generous, and kind.
That's me.
Very young, slim, and blonde.
Oh.
Are you romantic, Libby?
It's my man.
People say that I'm a hopeless romantic, so I guess so.
Okay, I just want to be, please don't take this the wrong way, but when people with Down syndrome have Australian and British accents, sometimes I don't know
I don't know like where the Down syndrome ends and where being Australian and British begins. Like it's there's just, okay, there's a bit of a, I'm sorry, I'll keep going.
Down for love, yes I am.
Oh, you fucking, hold on.
My papa man could be.
Are you romantic, Libby? People say that I'm a hopeless romantic, so I guess I.
Yeah, I'm down for love, yes I am.
You fucking pieces of shit. You, like, it's not bad enough that you made a show called Down for Love, but you gotta do with Down syndrome to say the name of the show. You got him on video. Somebody in a room sat down with this guy and went, "Hello, Jerry. Oi. Well, you hope you find love. I would love to find love. That's nice. Jerry, would you say you're like ready for love? I'm ready for love. Yeah, it's like that song, right? You're ready for love. Oh, I'm ready for love. Would you say you're prepared for love? Oh, yeah, I think so. Would you say you're looking for love? Oh, yeah, I'm looking for love. Jerry, would you say you're down for love? Yes, I'm down for love. And you piece of, you fucking immoral hunk of shit. I swear, I'm really starting to believe that we're in a simulation because I don't know how you do this. And then, so some guys go home from work and they're like, and honey, they go, and their wives go, "Hey, baby, how was work?" You know, I'm a mechanic. You know, I had to fix a fucking carburetor. And then some guys come home from work and the wife goes, "Hey, how was work?" And it's like, "Well, you know, we had this guy with Down syndrome. Spent about 15 minutes leading him to the point where he would say the name of the show. Oh man, was he a fighter. Oh man, we were like, "Hey, would you say you're up for love?" "I'm up for love." And then we were like, "Well, what's the opposite of up?" The sky, right? No, not the sky is up, but what's the opposite of up? The ground, right? The ground is there. Not you ground for love. No, you're getting there. Opposite of up. If you're up for love, but you're the opposite of love, what would that be? Oh, I guess I'm beneath for love. You stupid mother. Sorry about that, Jerry. Like, that's what this guy did. I'm sorry, apparently I fucking fucked my life up. I picked the wrong fucking profession. All right, anyway, let's get back to this.
We all want love, companionship and affection. To love and be loved.
Will you be my boyfriend?
But finding that special person isn't always easy.
Tip of the day, treat you as a princess.
This series follows New Zealanders living with Down syndrome.
Oh, they're New Zealanders. Okay, they're Kiwis. I've been using a British accent and then calling them Australian. Apparently I should be on the show.
As they go on a series of dates.
I have some butterflies on my stomach right now.
You scrub up well?
Exploring the ups.
I don't know if you caught that. She said, "You scrub up well." I'm going to use that. That is already in love with the show, getting great lines. I'm going to start saying that to my wife.
And downs of romance.
If the date goes wrong, I might cry.
And the complexities of relationships.
Do you two want to have children?
No.
In the search.
Oh, he said no, and she went, oh, baby. That means that there's going to be a little fighting on the show. Maybe a little spousal abuse. I'm just kidding. You never know. I mean, they're kind of alluding to it, maybe. I mean, I'm not saying I would watch if there was. I definitely would.
A true love.
You're a wonderful lady, aren't you?
That's me.
I don't like her. What? I love her.
Oh. Suave. I don't like her. I love her. And then at the end, it just says, "Down for love," and a bunch of flowers come out. You people are sick pieces of shit. You're all rotten in hell. Every one of you. Because you people watch this stuff. I don't. I tell my wife to put it on, and then I pretend like I didn't actually put it on, and then I watch it with full interest. Where are we? What happened? Well, I spend a lot of time learning about history, and right now I'm just reading a book about the War of 1812 and the creation of Canada. And, I'm just reading about governors of fucking Upper Canada. And then I'm just like, and now we come home from work and we put on a show where people with Down syndrome date each other. And guys videotape themselves getting their asses plowed in on Capitol Hill. And we're all just like, yeah, this makes sense. This is where it was naturally gonna go. Okay. Anyway, what's going else? What's going on in the world, huh? Fucking a lot of stuff going. Katt Williams did an interview. Katt Williams. I don't have a transition. Fucking kill me, okay? Get off my balls. Fuck. Down for a good time. All right, that would have been. I'm writing this down if I ever come up with a show. Down for a good, that would have been another one. That would have been another one. I'm blown away. I'm sorry. Anyway, I gotta. Hey, speaking of things that poor people thinking and rich people thinking, here's a bit of advice. As a guy who caught himself using too much social media. I'm reading the comments like a loser. If at any point, and this is a Facebook specialty, because Facebook is filled with the most low vibrational human beings to have ever existed, the most low IQ motherfuckers on the planet argue in Facebook comment sections. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. Anyway, not to answer Mike, but to say what I was going to say, if at any point you're in a comment section talking about how much you make, you don't make enough. Because people who make good money and live happy lives don't go online to tell people in a comment section how much they make. And if somebody is like, I make fucking this much, they're lying. They're lying because they just go be happy. They wouldn't be in a comment section. Bro, I've never made six figures in my life, and I've never made close to it. Never. If I was making six figures, I would not be in a fucking comment section on Facebook under a video of a guy fighting in a Waffle House. I'm just saying, like, if you ever find yourself doing that, you are being spiritually poor, so don't do that. But anyway, there we go. That was a nice, in between, the love down below. Is that, like, that was probably a bad one too. The love down below. Down. What about the Riz syndrome, right? Because so Riz is what those young kids say for game, like game syndrome, right? Like if you had a lot of game, like Riz syndrome, they say you have Riz. Dude got the Riz syndrome. Anyway, Katt Williams did an interview where he fucking threw a bunch of other comedians under the bus, and I fucking, for one, loved it. I loved it. Oh my God. He said that a bunch of people aren't funny who I also don't find funny. And it's better coming from him because as a guy who's not rich and famous, it sounds like I'm hating. Although at the end of the day, I really just don't. I always think to myself, good for them. And then sometimes I come across stuff and I'm like, yeah, I just don't. It doesn't work for me. But Katt Williams came out. He came out pretty. How do I put this? Katt Williams said that a lot of dudes in Hollywood. Now, Katt Williams went after black actors and black comedians, right? And he said that it's known as wearing the dress. There's this thing in Hollywood where the fucking nerd who writes your script wants to emasculate you. So he's like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if you dressed up like a woman and then you tucked your dick between your legs and then, one day, 20 years from now, you're talking to your kids or you decide that you have an opinion that you shouldn't have. Like you start, thinking that you're going to talk about
what's going on in Gaza. And then, you know, we just put a picture up of you in drag and you shut the fuck up because, you know, you're a joke. Because, you know, how can anyone take you seriously when they've seen you dressed up as Big Mama? You know, it's just like, for real. He's not wrong. Anyway, he called out a lot of dudes, said some people were signed their soul with the devil. I actually think a lot of people do sign themselves up. Let me put it to you like this. When I was working in New York, I can think of 2 clubs, and these are low-level clubs, where I was trying to get in, and one of them had a booker, and one of them had a manager who were like creepy older gay men. One of them was gay. The other one might have just been a sick pervert, but in the gay spectrum. I don't even know anymore. Either way, they used to fucking give stage time to people who were like their thing. One guy liked barely legal twinks. Right? That dude ran Broadway Comedy Club. Well, he didn't run it. He was the manager there. He got in charge. He fired all the women, brought in the barely legal twinks. And if you wanted to host for him, you had to be willing to put up with a lot of fucking dick pics or him asking for yours, because that's what happened when you got your number. The other guy ran another club. I'm not going to say the name because this is my own personal intuition. Used to hang out with frat boy types, get them coke, and then, you know how that works. You want some stage time? No, if I can come back, you sure do. You're funny. Come back to my place. We'll do some more blow. And then somebody's got a dick in their mouth. You know, it's just, and then I wouldn't play the game. So that's just me as a low totem pole guy. So I can't, when it comes to multi-million-dollar movies, I can't fucking imagine what they got you doing. When it comes to the Hollywood elite, which, as we said, it's the same thing with the DC elite. It's the same fucking people. At the end of the day, same, like, look into it. Who runs Hollywood? The same motherfuckers that run Washington, D.C. You know who. And somebody says, you know, hey, do you want to make it? You want to just like, you want to do it? Sure. Well, yeah, how many dicks can you suck? And you're like, what? And you're just like, come on. I'm just, you know, bro, we seen it. We seen it with P. Diddy. So P. Diddy apparently was doing like, you know, small scale version of this. P. Diddy was doing his own little Epstein thing. Not necessarily with kids, but he was doing a thing where, you know, P. Diddy throws these parties and you do a bunch of drugs and the next thing you know, some dude is sucking your dick. And you've been videotaped, and you're going to do what you're fucking told. All right? Or else the videotape gets out. Or stories get out. And weird stuff goes on at these parties. People are coerced into doing stuff they don't want to do. People are doing really degrading sexual acts. P. Diddy was like, you know, you gotta hand it to him. He saw what was going on in Hollywood, and he's like, I'm going to do this. But like black. For like my own community. And if you guys, so actually my buddy Jason Cordova just told me to watch, like there's an episode of Drink Champs where P. Diddy was on. And I'll look it up. He's talking to another guy, a rapper, and he keeps calling him Daddy. Come on, Daddy. And he's just like, this is, and he keeps playing grab ass, being like, you don't party with me no more. Come on, how come you don't party like a Diddy party? And you can see the dude is like, you can see in his eyes that he is uncomfortable with how he is being sexualized. Like P. Diddy is what he's saying, when you party with me, we know. Like we don't do Molly and fucking, you know, just suck each other's toes no more. And what I found out that really hurt me about the P. Diddy thing is that apparently these are rumors, they've not been confirmed, but rumor has it that Pastor, T.D. Jakes, you guys don't know who T.D. Jakes is, he is a
Black Southern pastor. He has great speeches. I've listened to them. He has a motivational speech that I love listening to about just being yourself in this watered down world. You have to be you. You know, I'm not doing the speech right, but it's a great speech. So, married with kids, you know, watch him on Instagram. He makes a hell of a fucking sweet potato pie. TD Jakes. Apparently, people are saying that TD went to P. Diddy parties. Now, that has been confirmed. I don't know why a married pastor with kids, even if they're grown, is going to a fucking P. Diddy party. Guy's a massive power bottom. And I know what you're thinking, Mike. We've talked a lot about butt sex on this podcast today. There's a lot of butt sex in the world, okay? I'm not discriminating. And I just, like people are saying that TD had trains ran on his butt. And here's the thing. It's not going to change the fact that I listen to his speeches and his sermons. I'm still going to listen. Even if he couldn't back it up, I'm still going to listen. Even if he can back it up. Oh, yeah. Literally, if he can't metaphorically back up what he's saying about being honest, when he's not being honest, like, look, is it wrong what he did to his wife and kids? Abso-fucking-lutely. I just bro, like, you can like what you like, but you can't be getting trains ran on you at a P. Diddy party when you got kids and a wife. You can't be doing that. That's a no-no. I'm pretty sure. Look, I don't think the Bible explicitly says no sodomy at a P. Diddy party, but I think it alludes to the fact that you shouldn't be doing that. I think if the Bible mentions P. Diddy, it's going to say don't hang out with P. Diddy. Anyway, I don't even know how he would. How do you explain yourself? How do you go to your wife and kids? I don't know how, if oh, it looks like we got a caller right now. Who is this? Oh, it's TD Jakes. Hello. Michael! Oh, I don't know if I can do a black Southern pastor. Hold on, let me get in the mood. Michael, this is oh, fuck God, I wish I was a voice actor. This is TD. You suck so fucking. This is TD Jakes. Oh, I have a dream. No, not you. Two black, two Southern, two pastor. Okay, you can't do that. Have you ever felt the Holy Spirit? I do feel the Holy Spirit, Mr. Jakes. Yes, but have you ever felt the Holy Spirit inside of you? I do feel the Holy Spirit inside me. But have you felt it 9 inches deep inside of you? That's a very specific number there, Mr. Jakes. 9 inches deep. And then when you feel the Holy Spirit thrusting away, I think we're having different experiences. Also, fuck Mike, he's black. They don't say Holy Spirit, they say Holy Ghost. Fucking stupid white bastard. And you feel the Holy Ghost deep inside you, thrusting away, 9 inches deep. And then suddenly the ghost comes to you. It's a great warm pulsating. Oh wow, Mr. Jakes, that is. I think, Mr. Jakes, I appreciate you calling into my show. I didn't know you listened to Get Your Act Together with Mike Bain, but I think we're talking about two very different experiences from the Holy Ghost. But you have to let the Holy Ghost inside you, deep inside, over and over again. And when you think you're done, you let it back in. But the truth is, have you ever felt the Holy Ghost from both ends, just penetrating your soul from two sides? I know, Mr. Jakes, I'm a big fan of your work, and I really am glad to speak with you today. And you swallow the Holy Ghost deep down into your soul. I think I'm gonna have to cut this short here, Mr. Jakes. Mr. Jakes, everybody, thanks for calling. still love TD Jakes, man. I don't even care if he was getting fucking BBC trains run on him. Whatever. Good for him. You know, just sucks for his family. You know, like if he came out and was like, hey, look, I like a little fucking, like a little kielbasa, you know? I still motivates me. Like, whatever. Fucking lay off the guy. Anyway, a lot of stuff going on at the P. Diddy party. A lot of stuff. That's what you need to know is that even if they don't videotape you, they keep track of you. Katt Williams said it. He said, you go to these Hollywood parties, and you're excited to be there, and then you open a door into a room, and you go, this room isn't for me. And for some reason, I think people have a hard time dealing with that. I think people just want to think that Hollywood is this place that makes fun Disney movies and just because we associate them with our childhood and our innocence and that feeling of awe and inspiration you get when you watched Hook as a kid, or that laugh you got when you watched Mrs. Doubtfire, you know? Whatever, every generation has theirs. Do you remember you watched The Goonies and you were just like, fucking One-Eyed Willie, and you felt something. And when you rewatch it, you kind of get a glimpse of what it was like to be a kid again. And you just feel like the world was ahead of you and you could just take it by the handlebars and drive it in whatever direction you wanted. And it just didn't beat you up yet. And I just hope people can remember that awe and inspiration, it was there inside of you. Hollywood didn't make it. It just manipulated it. It gave you a vector by which to see through. So don't hold Disney and Hollywood and all these people to these standards. Don't let them capture something from you. Don't think that they're where innocence comes from. They're not. Innocence and love and hope and dreaming, you always had it. And you don't need them for it. Sometimes you just get caught up in life and no one around you really gives you an avenue for it. And a movie might do that. But a book can do that. A family member can do that. A friend can do that. An amazing family trip, an adventure you go on. You know, sometimes your parents go, let's go on a road trip. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, mine fucking didn't, but maybe yours do. And you do something cool and it I don't know. You're crossing the fucking American prairies and you're just a kid. You know, I'm not saying don't fucking show your kids nothing. I'm just, you know, relax, Mike. I'm just trying to, I don't know. Anyway, Jeffrey Epstein. All right, Epstein list is out and no one's phased. Mr. Clinton is John Doe something. He's been there a lot. Here's something I didn't expect. Stephen Hawking. For those of you who don't know, Stephen Hawking went to Jeffrey Epstein's island. And, you know, I said earlier about, like, if your dick doesn't work, they can't really get you. I take that back. Because Stephen Hawking used to go to Epstein's island and, like, I wonder what it was like being an event coordinator at Epstein's island. Because apparently, as they used to say when I was my parents' generation, it takes all kinds. It takes all kinds. Because Mr. Hawking used to like to watch. He liked to have a blackboard taken out, and he put, like, somebody would draw mathematical scientific equations on the board, and then he wanted midgets to solve them. But the midgets couldn't, like, reach the math problem, so they'd just be, like, on their tippy toes going, I know a squared plus b squared equals c squared, but I can't reach it. Also, when are we getting a midget dating show, bro? Bro, where is Short on Love? Where is Love in the Pocket? Where is Bite-Sized Love? Where is A Slide of Love? Where is Love Sliders? Where? It's coming. You mark my fucking words. You think I'm crazy? I promise you it's coming. Anyway, how do you, like, I feel like that's the sort of perversion you can only get when you just haven't beat your meat in such a long time that you start, like, for instance, my sexual desires are changing. Now hold your horses there. Relax. I'm not getting crazy. I'm just saying, I always hated role play. Now that I'm married, like, I'm trying to entice my wife into role play. And I used to think role play was stupid and dumb. I always said, like, why do I want to pretend being another dude getting laid? But that's because I let her kind of lead the role play. Now I write the role plays. Now I'm the screenwriter. And I'm always coming up with, like, you know, really appropriate role plays. Like, hey, what if you're a Latina maid? You need extra money. What if I work at the border and you need to get in the country? You know, just very classy stuff. You know, sometimes I just like watching. Why? I'm like graphic here. She'll fucking kill me. It's not even graphic. Like, sometimes I just watched her cleaning the dishes. I watched my wife doing the dishes. Bro, popped fucking wood. Full on. Hot as a rock wood. Something I just peeked around the corner and I watched, and it was, I don't know, something about being a little sneaky, just watching around the corner like she doesn't know I'm watching her do the dishes. I don't know, that never would have enticed me in my fucking 20s. So, I don't know, I can't imagine what being fucking 50 and just having a life of, you know, talking through a machine does to your mind. Also, I really hope that when we talk about midgets at Jeffrey Epstein's islands, they're not kids. Just please don't let them be kids. Please just let it be midgets, Stephan. Please. Also, dude, how is there just like this island and everyone was going. Everyone was fucking going. Everyone was like scientists and politicians, and just everyone was going. Everyone was going. Oh boy. You know, oh man. Hell of a honeypot, you know. Jeffrey Epstein, Jesus Christ. It's unfortunate that nothing will come about of it. It is, you know, it's just kind of, it's weird. It sucks that it's become a meme. It sucks that this really horrible thing that happened is just a meme now. It's just like, I don't know, it's just a joke. It's just something that people post about. But like, this guy was a monster. And him and Giselle worked for the Israeli Mossad. Like, he worked for another foreign government. You know, he was intelligence. And, man. Like, this was a planned out, concerted effort. Remember how I said people planned out, like, the name of that show? Like, people planned out fucking Little St. James and Jeffrey Epstein. You know, because it meant that they could make sure that people supported their political cause, you know. And then you're probably wondering why, hey, I like this politician. Why is he like, you know, so pro fucking IDF? Well, you know, there you go. He fucking took a trip down to Little St. James and he thought about saying, hey, what about ceasefire? And somebody sent him a text. And that was the end of it. Anyway, you know, that's enough about that. We're doing a fun fucking little thing here. Let's not get distracted. Oh, let's talk about Red Pill. Okay, I need to... Guys, look. Hey, just look. We need to chill on the podcasts. I know I have a podcast, but just every time I get on social media... Some fucking bum. I have a podcast because I'm a comedian. You know, I actually didn't want one. I never wanted a podcast. I got one because as a comedian, you're supposed to have one. But somehow, and I figured, yeah, podcast is something you do if you're, you know, you're a person who needs notoriety. You're a comedian. You're, I don't know, you're a comedian. Actors don't really need them, but they could have. You're a
you're paying, I don't know. You do something where you need to build up a fan base. And now it's just like, what do you have a podcast for? I have a podcast on dating. What do you do? I work at Ruby Tuesdays. Why? Dude, I love Seinfeld, one of my favorite shows. The guy, Jason Alexander, has a podcast. Jason Alexander doesn't need a podcast. He doesn't need one. I watched 2 minutes of it. I wanted to punch myself in the face. Okay, George Costanza, Larry David, he could have one. Okay? Jason Alexander doesn't need a fucking podcast. Okay? Also, like, there is this pushing of look, I'm a red pill guy. I'm a more right-wing guy. Right? I like to see stuff that lets people know that there's a way out of bad habits and degenerate behavior, because, I mean, that's what my podcast is all about. I like the fact that you know, there are traditional accounts that go, hey, you don't have to live this new modern lifestyle. Like, you can recreate what was done before. You know, you can just you can homestead. You can be a farmer and your wife, or you can work and your wife can stay at home. And you can have a bunch of kids and you can just love each other. And I like that. But there's a lot, and you can say, hey, women are fucking up. Women, but it's too much. It's too much. I'm saying it. Look, do I sometimes say misogynistic stuff all the fucking time? You kidding me? It's just like, fucking dude, day doesn't go by. I'm sorry. But do I hate women? You know, no more than the average man does. I love women. I do. I genuinely do. Are they frustrating? Yes. Yes, they're frustrating. Women are frustrating because as a man, I view the world through a logical lens. And their emotional viewpoints don't always fit, you know, perfect logic. And it irks me. And then women view the world in an emotional sense. And then to them, men can be cold and calculating. You know, just like logical robots. And they can get irked and upset that you as a guy just don't understand why they could be upset about something. You know, because you're not feeling. All right, we can both get upset. But, you know, and trust me, I trash bad women. But it's too much, guys. It's too, we've kind of reached a fucking, like a crescendo of fuck bitches podcasting. It's gotten too much, and this is why it bothers me. It bothers me because a lot of it's by far mostly young boys doing it. All right, and Jesus, here, hold on. My wife's coming home. She's about to open the fucking door. Hey, I'm recording a podcast right now.
Okay, fuck.
Thanks. We were just talking. I was just talking. There's actually nobody here with me. But I was just talking about podcasts that trash women. Uh-huh. Have you ever seen one of these?
No, never.
You never seen one of these podcasts where they get women on and they're like, you fucking stupid bitch?
Are you recording one?
Well, that's normally what I do.
Oh, yeah?
Well, actually, Mary, come to think of it. What are your... What?
I'm sure someone cleaned the house.
Yeah, I did clean the house.
Very nice.
Yeah, I did. I cleaned the house and What is that supposed to mean? You know what? I take back what I said. We should trash him, okay? Was that a backhanded compliment, huh? Someone cleaned... Damn right I fucking cleaned this house. Hey, I'll do the dishes in the sink. I cooked them. I started recording so I didn't wipe down. And
very interesting.
What?
Conversation.
I'm talking to you. You walked in right when I was talking about how men and women shouldn't hate one another, and I'm just explaining. So I know my clothes are on the couch, but I got really hot and I had to take them off. So I'm in my underwear right now. They didn't know that, Mary, but thanks for making that very clear to my listeners. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, bitches. Bitches be shopping.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they do be though. Mary, you ever notice how bitches be shopping? They do be. Hey, have you ever seen a Colombian stand-up comedian who was like, putas be shopping? How would I say that in Spanish? How do I say but in Spanish, putas están, ¿qué es shopping? ¿Qué es shopping en español? No? What do you mean?
No, because in Colombia, you know how undeveloped this country is.
What are you talking about?
We don't really have shopping malls.
Your malls are fucking huge. I go to them with you all the time. We just ate at a mall the other day.
No, we don't have that.
What do you don't?
We have like indigenous people selling food in a little hut by the beach.
Yep.
That's what we have.
All right, Mary's fucking playing. Mary's giving me a hard time. Anyway, all right. You just got home. I can't keep track of the things that you lose. Anyway, so we're talking about. Hey, why did it just get cool in here? Did you open a window? Because I've been sweating my fucking bag off. Anyway, I'm sorry. It's fucking women. Anyway, the red pill content, it's gone too far. It's gone too far. We gotta. So there's one with these two guys. There's a few big ones where they just bring on really dumb, ditzy women and they trash them. It's the same girls every time. They bring on women that are clearly of a certain type, that have certain opinions. All right, and then they trash them. Like there's one with it that always brings on OnlyFans girls, right? And then it's like 2 guys and 5 OnlyFans girls, and they're like, "Oh, women, stupid, dumb bitches." And then the girls go, "I don't necessarily think that way." And they're like, "Hey, if you show your vagina online, do you deserve to get kicked in the fucking cunt?" And then they're like, "Well, I don't fucking think so." And then he's like, "Well, you show your fucking vagina online." But they're dumb. Like they don't bring on women who want healthy relationships. They only bring on these type of women. And they create this image that all women are like this. And not all women are like that. Not all women are completely degenerate and depraved and whored out by modern society. Some are. A lot of them are, unfortunately, more than there should be, but not all of them. They never bring on church girls. I've never seen a podcast where it's a room with 2 dudes and then a bunch of girls who go to church all the time. And they go, "Yeah, well, I just want a man who wants to love me and have a family with me and provide for me and take care of me." That's it. They never bring those girls on. They never bring a girl on who's just like, "Yeah, I'm traditional and I just, I would love to just fucking homestead in Alaska." They don't bring them on. They bring on OnlyFans girls, and here's the thing. They promote them. They trash them, which is and I think it's a weird kink for their listeners. I think their listeners like watching the OnlyFans girls get denigrated on these shows and essentially kind of like humiliated and we'll say mentally outmaneuvered as they see it. And then they put their IGs and they put all they put all those girls' information on where to find them on OnlyFans and Instagram and TikTok and all the social media apps. And then their numbers go up. And these girls keep coming on the shows, which means these girls wouldn't go on the shows if it didn't help their bottom line, which means that the guys who are following this content are in fact the fucking simps who then go and pay for OnlyFans. Because I don't know who pays for OnlyFans. I don't. I feel like it's the most humiliating thing a man can do. If you came to me, I would like I'd rather one of my friends come to me and like, "Dude, I'm fucking shooting heroin," than tell me he pays for OnlyFans. If one of my friends tells me that he pays for OnlyFans, I'll punch him in his fucking face. I understand maybe one time to see a girl who hides her boobs and you go, all right. But with everything that's going on in the world, with money as short as it is, with all free porn, for you to take the time to follow girls online and then just give them fucking money and have the audacity to think that you're not beneath them or you're not a sucker bro, get your shit together. You're not in a position to be. Like, a lot of these guys, you got to realize they're not out to help you. They're gaming you. I am convinced that there is a concerted effort to continue a divide between men and women and to manifest a gender war that doesn't necessarily exist in its natural order. It doesn't. Like, we're two parts of a whole. Men and women fighting is just fucking dumb. It's like, I'm trying to think of a metaphor or a simile. It's like a car trying to fight its engine. You're supposed to work together. It's like a clownfish fighting an anemone. I don't know. It's like when your immune system turns against you. Hold on. Let me look up some good fucking symbiotic relationships real quick. Examples of symbiotic relationships. Yeah, it's like a crocodile and a plover. It's like a crocodile fighting a plover. It's like a shark fighting a remora fish. It's like gobies fighting pistol shrimp. It's like a warthog fighting a mongoose. I'm actually curious to what's going on there. It's like a tarantula and a frog. What the fuck? Colombian lesser black tarantula and dotted humming frog? All right, you know what? I can't go off on that right now. I'll come back to that. What the? Anyway, it's just, we are symbiotic. We're two halves to a whole. We're yin and fucking yang, light and dark, dominant and submissive. Sun and moon, alpha and omega, earth and sky. Together we're not, what is the word that keeps escaping me? We're meant to coexist. We're meant to work together. We are meant to improve upon one another. Not fucking battle each other. Like, look, I think that there's a lot of content out there that's good. For instance, Kevin Samuels, great. Always loved Kevin Samuels. Patrice O'Neal, the shit I had to learn, that I learned listening to him, listening to the Black Phillip show, fundamentally changed my ability to get women. And is one of the reasons I had relationships, and I'm fucking married. And when you're young, you gotta be kind of aggressive. You gotta just be like, yeah, I'm better than you. I'm a fucking man. Like that. That's what works. That attitude when you're out there on the prowl, yeah, but you shouldn't hate them. You shouldn't. Just, look, get better at getting women. Get better at picking women up. Get better at finding women. But don't listen to guys that tell you that all women are awful. Because there's a concerned thing that says that every woman in the West is a complete hunk of garbage, and they're not. You know, a lot of them are not traditional, but you gotta, and here's the thing. And I'm a maintainer of this. Do women take accountability? Not really. I've never met one that takes full accountability of anything. It's just nature. It's just the way it is. That's my job. That's your job. You're a man. You take fucking accountability. Okay? So if society has gotten to a point where all women are acting up, then all men have let it fucking get there. So stop pointing the finger at them and stop pointing the finger at you. What are you doing to change it? What are you doing to evict an emotion out of a woman that makes her change to be a better woman for you? Okay? Because here's the thing. A lot of women will become, I don't know, however you want to phrase it, more submissive, more accepting of the feminine role in a relationship if you can bring them there. I've brought them there. I haven't had a fucking problem doing it. I did when I was young and I was a fucking boy, but not when I got to be a man. So take accountability as a fucking man. Take accountability as a man. You got to take accountability as a man. All these men want to blame women when the blame is on us. It's on us. Men let it get this way. Men let it get this far. We failed. We got weak. We got pussified, and this was the result. So take some fucking accountability. Take some responsibility, man. All right? Stop. If you can make her feel safe and loved, she will give you what you want. Now, like a lot of guys think, there's this thing where guys think that they're just owed it. There's this thing where guys think that they should just be able to walk into the fucking relationship with no work done whatsoever, and magically she's going to submit to you, or she's going to just take on a feminine role. Right away, she'll put her guard. They think that it's guaranteed. It unfortunately, it might be a little more geared that way in other parts of the world. But even there, it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. You have to fucking earn it. You have to earn your role as boyfriend, husband, man. You have to earn it. You have to fucking put in the work. It is not guaranteed. You aren't owed it. Men aren't just owed a perfect fucking woman. Even if you're not getting it, you're not putting in the fucking work. You're not putting in the work. Okay, I'm sorry. I've talked to a lot of guys who've consumed a lot of content like this, and they're just like, I'm fucking done with women. I've heard that so much. I'm just done with women. And I talk to them about how their interactions with women. And I get kind of ridiculing of it because I'm like, oh, you fucking, like, you either turn tail at the drop of a dime because she did something you didn't like. Oh, she didn't agree exactly with my politics. So fucking what? She'll change hers if yours is strong enough. If yours is strong enough, she'll alter hers. Promise you. Unless you're complete 180s. Complete 180s. It's... You gotta take responsibility, man. You're not owed it. And a lot of guys are just... So that's kind of like the whole passport bros thing. Right? A lot of guys think that they are just going to show up. So here's a few of the countries that people have made as the passport bro destination. Dominican Republic. So passport bros is a dumb new name for dudes who figured out what we were doing all along, which was just, you travel. So there's this thing where people started complaining about Western men doing sex tourism. Bro, sex tourism is just part of tourism. When I go to a country as a single guy, what do? You see the sights, eat the food, you fuck the pussy. That's fucking tourism. Women do it too. What do you think when women go to fucking Italy as a single broad, they're not getting a what do you call it? A fucking leaning tower of dick? What do you get the fuck out of here? That's what you do. You think a single girl going to Jamaica isn't getting Long John Silver? Isn't getting a bomba clot pecker just slapped upside the head? That's traveling, bro. That's what you do as guys. That's how it's always been. You go to a new country, you sample the wares. Suddenly now it's a big fucking thing. So passport bros. The 3 destinations: Dominican Republic, Colombia, Southeast Asia, mostly Thailand, right? Philippines to a degree, maybe a little bit of Vietnam. Now, here's the thing you got to realize about this whole passport bros thing. It's mostly bullshit. Okay? What it is it got a bunch of nerdy guys who couldn't get pussy and couldn't get women in their home countries to think that just because they show up somewhere else with an inflated currency and a U.S. passport, that they're going to get some. Now, some dudes genuinely want love. And that's an admirable thing. And they go, you know what? Women around wherever I'm at just don't appreciate me. I can only be me, and so I'm going to look somewhere else. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. You sent your resume to all the companies in town and they said, hey, Jerry, we're looking for something different. So you said, you know what? I've tried applying for places in Nebraska. I'll apply for places in South Dakota. Maybe they'll like me. Maybe they'll give me a chance. A guy came down to Colombia. Guy with no fucking street smarts. Went on a date with a chick off Tinder, got stabbed to death. Right? For those of you who don't know, dudes are getting absolutely robbed left and right down here in Colombia. Passport bros are getting got every fucking week, multiple times a week, maybe every fucking day. Some fucking chump comes down here, and I've met tons of them. Guys who have zero fucking ability with girls who come down here and just think who pop on Tinder and suddenly they get a match. They're like, oh, back home I never get a match. And sometimes you do genuinely get matches because you're in a different place. All right? If you serve tacos in Mexico, everyone's had a taco. Maybe your taco stand doesn't stand out. You go to fucking Norway and sell tacos, people are like, whoa, look at that tacos. I don't know how to do a Norwegian accent. It's kind of how traveling works. But a lot of their girls are just gaming you. They're robbing you. I've met multiple people down here who got robbed by chicks. Multiple people who got robbed, who got scopolamined. Because they have zero, and I remember talking to one of them, dude I was doing Spanish with in school. Could not get, and I go, dude, if you can't get pussy back home, you shouldn't be fucking coming down here yet. If you can't do it in your own league, why are you moving to different leagues? So, a lot of the traditional stuff, a lot of the red pill stuff, it's just young guys or guys who haven't figured out how to get women yet and necessarily haven't figured out themselves. So, I don't know, I've gone long-winded, but don't allow someone to make you think that all women are awful. A lot of them fucking are, but not all of them. Not all of them. And at the end of the day, if you're not getting any women, it's on you. And I've been in a position where I got women, but I just didn't like what I was always getting. So change, move somewhere else, But be righteous in why you're doing it and have the game already, okay? If you be able to play in your own field first before you go play in another one, all right? Because it's big leagues out here. Just because, I've seen girls here eat men up. They're not all just sitting there submissive waiting for you to fucking take control. They're willing to give up the reins easier, but you still need to be able to ride the fucking carriage. I'm saying fuck too much. Ugh. Also, a lot of this passport bro movement is in reality just dudes fucking hookers. That's 90% of it. 90% of this whole passport bro thing is guys fucking hookers. They're going, what does Dominican Republic have? A lot of big booty prostitutes, and it's legal there. What does Colombia have? Big booty prostitutes, it's legal there. What does Thailand have? Ladyboy prostitutes, it's legal there. Also, as far as Asians go, Thai chicks probably have the biggest booties. So, big for Asian booty prostitutes, it's legal there. Philippines prostitutes, it's legal there. These guys are going to fuck hookers. It's a vast majority of it. Honestly, bro, that's the vast majority of it. So just be wary of snake oil salesmen who are selling you anger. You're fed up with modern degeneracy? Yeah, I get it. I am too. Do something about it. Go to church, find a girl there. Get a hobby, find a girl there. Put yourself out there. You sure is. Just also, a lot of dudes have decided that they have the highest bar for women in the universe now. I've seen it so many times. Too many dudes out there think that they have the highest bar for women. I've seen it because I follow traditional content, where they call it trad stuff, where people hey, read instead of watching TV. Great. I like that shit. Hey, get back to your traditions, because traditions are huge. Traditions are how you teach people generation from generation. It's how you keep your culture alive. All right, but I saw a woman who put up a post. Polish American, somebody was trying to put up a post to make fun of this girl. She put up a post on Bumble. Thick girl, kind of chunky, right? Polish American girl. Said she was a devout Catholic, Christian woman. Had some tattoos, had a bunch of kind of tattoos, right? Nothing on her face. Kind of on her chest and her arms. And said she just wanted a guy to be her husband. Want to stay at home. Live on a piece of land. Have a good quality of life filled with love. Take care of kids. Provide
him, cook, clean, blah, 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 and he provides and all that jazz. And what else and they trashed her. She was chunky. That was the thing. She was chunky and she had tattoos. And these dudes, and I'm like, bro, this girl is giving you it all, and you're gonna hold her because what? Because she didn't have 10 out of 10? Because she's a little chunk? All right, so she's chunk and maybe you don't like tattoos. All right. Maybe she's a 7 out of 10. Bro, I keep seeing that. A lot of you traditional guys think. I see a lot of traditional guys thinking, or just men in general, who want a fucking virgin. You're not going to get one. I'm sorry. 2023, you're not going to get a perfect 10 out of 10, blonde-haired, blue-eyed, 100, and I don't even know what I fuck girls across the weight spectrum, so I don't even know, or I did when I was single. I don't even know what is like an appropriate woman's weight. Like 145? Like, I don't even know if that's... All right, let's say she's 145, blonde hair, blue-eyed, right? Takes care of herself. Like you guys, you're not all going to find her. That she's already taken. You're not jacked enough. You're not good-looking enough. You're not tall enough. You're not rich enough. Okay? You're going to get the woman that's right for you. So maybe you get the chunky Pollock with the tattoos. Fucking go have a good life. Just put a squeezing on her, man. She'll keep you warm in the winter. Just, you're not all gonna she's not gonna be a fucking virgin, okay? Everyone is a bit tainted by the degenerate world we grow up in. I've been tainted by it, okay? I didn't come into my own. This is Get Your Act Together podcast. I had to get my act together first. And a lot of women might have to get their act together. But a lot of you, if that really matters to you, if your woman's body count, as they say, matters to you, if you can get a girl with don't you, if you get a girl by the time you're 30, right? She's 30 and she's been with 10 different guys. Some of you are going to act, some of you, I've seen guys go, any girl's at over 5 is a fucking prostitute. You're out of your fucking minds. You are out of your fucking minds. And that girl, that perfect little relic, if that's what you want, she ain't fucking you. So just find a girl who's willing. Cut her a little slack. She's a person growing and she's in the same mess as you, trying to get his shit together. All right? It's one thing if she used to do gangbang porn. But if she was, dating some fucking douchebags in her early 20s, fucking so what? Bro, relax. Just, I'm sorry. Oh man, sorry, that was kind of a long tirade, but I think a lot of guys are just losing the fucking mark. When you talk with someone who says they want to get better, but they do nothing to get better, that's how I feel talking with a lot of men I know. Oh, I'm just fucking sick and tired of women. Dude, improve on yourself. Your game isn't as good as you think it is. Have some fucking fun, get out there. I've met, over the years, I met a lot of women who I actually am glad I met. My life was better because I met them through the course of it. And then when I hear guys say, there's none out there, you're a fraud. And at the end of the day, they might have not, eventually I was like, all right, you're not for me. I don't want a fucking woman with kids, whatever. Not my bag. You don't want a fucking guy with a fire bush, whatever. We all got our thing. It is what it is. But you're not there to fight them. You're not there to fight them. If you're a traditional, a lot of people who are trad, right? They're traditionalists. I mean, I'm to a degree a traditionalist. A lot of them are Christian, right? A lot of them are Christian. There's a little component in Christianity, and it's called redemption and forgiveness. And if Jesus Christ can forgive someone's sins they made against themselves, then I think you can too. I mean, if that's what you're about. Anyway, all right, so don't get fucking stabbed in Colombia. Stop just Accountability. A lot of dudes out there want a perfect, red-pilled, traditional woman who's going to submit and going to give herself off and be in her feminine role. And I can tell you, having dated around the world, that with Western European, first world, Australia, Canada, American women, they're the hottest. They can be some of the hottest to date, hands fucking down, 100%. But it ain't a cakewalk with other women either. It ain't guaranteed. And what you got to remember, you can't demand from them traditionalism if you can't provide it. If you can't literally provide, as in, don't say I want a woman who's fully traditional if you're gonna demand that she do non-traditional stuff, like split every bill with you 50-50, or make decisions that you as a man are supposed to make. Or if you can't fully lead the relationship, then you don't deserve it. So go look in the fucking mirror. Anyway, question time. All right, I got this question, and it's kind of a doozy, but I'm going to explain it because we do that on Get Your Act Together. And I'm going to answer it seriously. All right, the question is, what's the deal? How do I phrase it? Somebody wrote to me, hey, Mike, why do queers support Palestine? All right, I know this answer. It's going to take me a little bit to answer it, but I'm going to answer it for you. And so Queers for Palestine doesn't make sense. Does it? Or what is it? Queers for Gaza. Because the West Bank is Palestine as well. Well, technically, most of Israel is Palestine. But, so Queers for Gaza. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. It doesn't make sense. It's pretty fucking illogical. Because I can assure you that queer shit ain't gonna fucking fly in Gaza. It doesn't. And they don't fucking want it. It wouldn't fly. Now, I can get into exactly why they support that. But I'm also gonna have to ask you, because a lot of people aren't picking up on this one. I want to ask, I'll just say it. Queers for Gaza is as ridiculous as Christians for Zionism. It is as ridiculous as conservative or patriots or Republican, whatever you want to call it. It's as ridiculous as patriot Americans for Israel. It is because people say all of those things has been likened to chickens for KFC, right? All the same. It is. If you're somebody who says I'm a nationalist, I'm a patriot, I love America, I'm an American, America. Why do you support giving away billions in foreign aid to Israel every fucking year? How can you say that? How can so many conservatives and Republicans who are like, stop funding Ukraine, stop sending money overseas, suddenly it's different when it's Israel? A plethora of politicians in Congress and people who work for the federal government have dual citizenship with Israel. If the same percentage and amount of people who worked for the federal government had dual citizenship with Russia or China, it would be a fucking scandal. All right, so why do you make an exception there? Because it's the same fucking thing. It's the same fucking thing. All right, AIPAC is our largest lobbyist. It lobbies for Israel. If Russia or China or Iran had a lobby spending millions, giving politicians in America millions so that their country got billions in foreign aid, I don't think the same guys who say they're patriots would be okay with that. So this is from both sides. And I'll explain why both sides are ridiculous. All right, so why do people who are queer support Gaza? Because essentially everything we do in the U.S. is viewed through a lens of left versus right. We have just like we have a manifested gender war,
we have a completely manifested culture war. And the reason and the purpose for these two things is to keep people from working together, because when they work together, they solve problems. And we tell rich fucking dudes who go to Little St. James and get on Epstein's list, you're going to jail and you don't get to rob us and fuck our kids no more. That's why. So the reason you have Queers for Gaza is that leftist ideology as we currently know it really kind of took a new form in the 1960s in the US with that hippie movement. And what arose in the 1960s out of leftist rhetoric was an idea of global communism. You know, the Soviets did have their, there was an international communist bureau. What the fuck was the acronym for it? The Comintern, the Communist International, Comintern. And they worked throughout the world, you know, and the whole idea of the third world, basically what happened was third worldism. The concept, there was no such thing as first, second, third world before that. So what it meant was the first world were were capitalist countries, and the second world were communist countries, and anything that was up for grabs, all these new countries who had just been a part of European colonies, who had been colonies, mostly Africa and Asia, who had been colonies to Britain, France, the Dutch, the Portuguese, were up for grabs, and they were third world. And what that meant was that either one could influence them to go a certain way. And obviously they became very revolutionary to get rid of their European masters, which is good. But also that's what nationalism does. And it's a good thing for people to say, I want self-determination. And it shouldn't just be in the face of, a colonial European imperialism. It should be in the face of the fucking EU or any large group. If you say, hey, I want out, my people want out of this fucking thing, I'm out. So that really got lumped in together. And what came out of that is an idea that the world can be viewed as oppressors and oppressed. And a oppression pyramid began. And what people wanted to do was to be the most oppressed. Everyone had to be the most oppressed. And the oppressors were men, white people. Now, the LGBT hadn't really started yet, but so straight people. Eventually it became normal people, cisgendered. Those were oppressors. And if you were non-white, like a colored person, minority, but even though you could be a majority in a different country, if you were a woman, if you were gay, if you were trans, and this keeps expanding. If you're not able-bodied, if you're in different fucking age brackets, it just keeps expanding into certain groups are oppressors and certain groups are not. And the idea of third world revolutionaryism is the world can be completely broken down into oppressors and oppressed. Okay? That's just how it works. And as I said, it's been expanding. It's not a good way to view the world and everyone. And what it does is it creates this idea that somehow you can be like a rich white dude from Manhattan who suddenly becomes trans, and you can theoretically say that you're higher on the oppression pyramid, or you get more of a gold medal in the oppression Olympics than a black dude in Zimbabwe. It also creates the idea that if you're oppressed, let's say you're an immigrant, that you can beat and rape a woman in a country because she's from the first world country. Even though you have fucking beaten and raped her, you're not an oppressor. She is, even though she was a victim of you. It's fucking crazy. It deals in absolutes. And the end result is that, most of the LGBT movement, which is completely wrapped in a modern pseudo-communist ideology, looks at this and sees Israel as a white European colonial power, which, isn't far from the truth. And the Palestinians, who are
brown and indigenous. And they're like, all right, oppressor, oppressed. And therefore, they have to support the oppressed. So here's the thing with it. It's like a religion. It really is like a religion. And it's like, if you're not vocal about it, if you're not, it's a contest. So if all your friends are left of center, and they're all making posts and they're all doing their due diligence as they see it for the cause, and you're not vocal about the cause, all right, then you're going to be ostracized and you're going to be treated as if you simply are against the cause. So a lot of people are getting into it, because their social circle is getting into it, because they feel compelled to. It's like in the Soviet Union when Stalin would give speeches. People would clap for 20 to 30 minutes after, before they would even get down to brass tacks in their version of what their legislature was. And the reason they did that was because everyone needed to prove, I am the most loyal to the party. I am the most loyal to the cause. I am the most. And everyone was afraid that even if I clapped for 15 minutes, I showed I clapped, but I didn't clap for 20 minutes. And that I'd be offed. I'd be literally sent to a fucking gulag. That mentality persists, that if you don't protest enough, if you don't fucking block enough traffic, if you don't do this enough or that enough, that it's, so that's their thing. Their social circle, which is mostly leftist and communist, which coincides with concepts of a lot of people that are manifesting false disabilities or false gender identities. Most of them are, anarchist, syndicalist, anarcho-syndicalist, socialist, communist. That's kind of like their grouping that they've found. And the basic thing is, if you're not enough of the group, you got to support the way the rules are. It's a game. Now, just to clarify, I'll make this easy. If you want to get mad at me based on where I stand, I'm pro-Palestinian. Not that I think that should matter, but basically, as I see it, Palestinians don't steal my tax dollars. So I also think, that's like, I get, if you're listening to this and you have a side because it's very close to you, I get why that would matter to you. That doesn't mean that I'm an absolutist. Basically, my attitude is that I always side with the people whose home is being taken by an outsider. It's just the way I work. I watched the city I grew up in and the culture that I grew up with, get evaporate. And I watched it happen without violence. So I can't imagine what it's like with violence. And ever since then, that's just been my attitude. With that being said, a lot of Palestinian, I keep using that word, but because it's Gaza specifically, a lot of Gaza supporters are really hurting the cause, because you can see that basically it's a lot of the same people who were just mobilized during BLM, because it's the same tactics. Block off a street. That doesn't bring people to your cause. If I'm trying to get home from work, you block my street, and it's just a disruptive idea. It is just a lot of, there's a lot of self-hate out there. And unfortunately, a lot of people who are fucking modifying and mutilating their bodies clearly have self-hate. And a lot of people are just angry and pissed off. And a lot of people who are just broke bums become socialists. I kind of went through a phase like that. You're young. You're like, fuck this, man. I want more money. It sucks. I work a minimum wage job. That's part of just being young. It sucks. I know. You got to get over it. And you just want to see the world burn, because you think, if I can't get enough of it, and you really, a lot of times it's because you haven't applied yourself. You really just aren't going to the gym. You're not fucking learning new things. You're not becoming bigger, better, and stronger. You're just kind of sitting around being a fucking bum, and you think shit's owed to you, like those guys who want pussy owed to them. And you just have this burn the world mentality. Because these protests, same as like the racial protests in 2020, they don't target politicians. They don't target people who do stuff. They just target everyday citizens who are coming home from work.
I'm going to block your train. What the fuck, man? I get kids. Well, fucking kids. Matt, at least you get to go home to your kids. Like, bro, I'm not bombing Gaza. I support you. I support these people. I don't want them to get bombed. Well, do something about it. I can't fucking do something about it. Like I can just vote a certain way, but you only get so many choices when you vote. I can be knowledgeable and I can help, but there's not... It's directed at ordinary... It's just directed to sow discontent and chaos and fuck up someone else's day. Go protest outside the State House, the federal building, outside the White House. That shit, do that shit. Block off every single member of Congress on their way to do anything. That's effective, but because there was a protest around Christmas outside of a Catholic church. And it was Queers for Gaza. And you're just like, dude, what are you doing here? Like these people, it's not even, and they said, oh, we're here because this church it was in Manhattan. This church is has pro-abortion donors. And but so you're like, it doesn't even have to do with what's going on over there. It is just because I'm in this group and I have these causes and my identity is that I am an activist. Now, there are plenty of good people who are just like, hey, this is fucked up. Absolutely. I'm one of them. I think killing kids is fucked up, so don't fucking kill them. And I don't like paying taxes to watch kids get blown up. But to answer that question, it's basically this paradigm of everything in life can be cut into left wing and right wing, which it can't. There are people who are right wing who are on the side of Gaza, and there are people on the left wing who are on the side of Israel. Usually it's more of a left of center, right of center thing, but it's not absolute. This isn't liberals support Gaza thing. Trust me, bro, I'm not fucking liberal. Or it's a Republican support Israel thing, because I know plenty that don't. And to answer your question about the whole kind of why I was ragging on the whole Zionism thing is because, well, it's not much different. There's a lot of influences going on here. So basically people are rooting for what they think they have to root for. Like, I've watched people on the right who came into this when it started not being on Israel's side. And once they saw liberal or leftist protesters in the street harassing people or just doing, a very typical left-wing protest, they just joined the other side. And I've seen situations where people who on the left who will literally root for something they don't fucking care about just because they think it makes right-wingers mad. Oh, there's some are you trans? Do you watch football? Absolutely not. I fucking hate football. Well, there's like a trans fucking ref now. It's pissing off the fucking right-wing chuds. Oh, I'm invested. Or there's a rule that the conservatives don't like for some reason. Well, I'll root for it. It's a pathetic way to go through life. And it means it's kind of the definition of NPC, non-playable character. But I want to clear this, it's on the same thing on the right wing. Now, a lot of you guys don't realize is that in the later half of the 1900s, in the later half of the 19th century, the 1800s, a man came along named Schofield, and he wrote what's called the Schofield Bible, which is which an enormity of Protestant Americans use. It's what evangelicals use as their Bible. He changed around certain stuff. The guy was a fucking charlatan and a fraud, and most people never knew he existed. But what happened is he started changing the Bible, and he got a very wealthy benefactor. He got a very wealthy Jewish banker who was a Zionist to donate to him a lot of money and promote him. I mean, a fuckload of money, and promoted the fuck out of this guy. And the reason he did is Schofield enforced a certain change. So the concept of Israel came from this. There's this dude in the Bible, and I forget his fucking name. I'm sorry, I didn't write this part down. I wrote down all the Down syndrome shit, but I didn't write down this. And he was one of the, I don't know if he was a son of Abraham or in that line, but basically he's walking through, the Middle East. He's over in the Levant, and God decides to wrestle him. Fucking what, bro? I know, God comes down as a man and just like, I'm gonna fucking wrestle you. It's in the Bible, and he goes, I'm gonna fucking wrestle you. And he wrestles. It's in the Old Testament. They wrestle, right? And this dude's getting the upper hand. I think his name was Jacob, but he's getting the upper hand on God, right? He's fucking puts him in a fucking full Nelson, gives him a Boston Crab, fucking Diddy, and he all of a sudden God's like, oh, you think you fucking slick, huh? God comes back, boom, rock bottom. Oh shit, he gets up, fucking boom, kicks him. DDT, bam, God's like, what the fuck? God gets up, gives him a fucking mandible claw. He gets out of it, ka-tunk, fucking stone cold stunner on God. Anyway, this dude and God are wrestling, and he gets the upper hand, and in the process, he fucks up his leg, and his leg goes lame. But God is like, whoa, dude, chill, I'm God. Let me go. And he's like, oh, you think you're fucking sweet, God? And he doesn't stop wrestling him. He keeps wrestling him until he fully submits. Like, really, just teaches God a lesson. And God goes, all right, from now on, I'm going to call you Israel, which means one who struggles with God. And, he went and he formed a kingdom, and there were two kingdoms from the different Jewish tribes. There was the kingdom of Israel and the kingdom of Judea. All right, now the kingdom of Israel was completely conquered and destroyed, and the Jews that lived there were, just kind of, they lost their culture as they were assimilated into another empire. They were miscegenated out as they married outside of their ethnicity, and they eventually stopped existing. Now, the Judeans were conquered by the Babylonians under King Nebuchadnezzar, and he brought them to Babylon as prisoners in a time known as the Babylonian captivity. And they wrote their Old Testament, the Torah. The Old Testament was written there. And the reason it was written down is because they were afraid that they would lose themselves as they assimilated into this foreign culture. So they wrote it down so they could keep it going. And then eventually, that's why actually so much of the Old Testament could be found. A lot of the stories in the Old Testament came from Babylonian mythology. And the Babylonians got their mythology from the people that came before them, which were Sumerians. So the Book of Job, there was a Sumerian version of that. Noah's Ark, there was a Sumerian version of that. Dude being fucking born again as God, Sumerian version of that. Anyway, I think it was Xerxes. I want to say, or maybe it was another king of Persia, emperor, king of kings of Persia, comes along. Maybe it was Darius. Conquers Babylon. Babylon's done. He sets the Jews free, brings them back to Judea, and they're there until the Romans kick them out. Anyway, but crazy enough that Persians and Jews owe everything to Persians, and now Jews hate Iran. Crazy, huh? Wild world. Anyway, I know it's a long history lesson, but I'm just trying to explain to you that the Jews who made up Israel were destroyed. It was the Jews of Judea who kind of went off and became Jews everywhere else. So in the Bible, right, it says some stuff about, God, of Messiah's coming back. If the land is in the hand of Israel, because the evangelicals think that in order for their doomsday thing to happen, they are praying for a doomsday Armageddon, and they think that in order for it to happen, Israel has to be in the hands of the Jews. They have an interpretation of the Bible that Schofield wrote for them that fucking way because he was paid to write it that way, because they're like, people don't realize that people in power are playing a long game. It's like the movie and the book Dune, where the Ben Gesserit creates stories on a planet so that 100 to 1,000 years in the future, when one of their sisters come there, the people will do what they're told. It's the same fucking shit going on in the real world. Anyway, they write this. According to churches, Israel, if you ask almost every Christian, Israel is a word for the church and the Christian people. We have become Israel. The believers in Jesus have become Israel. That is what Catholics and Orthodox and several Protestant sects will all say. We have become Israel. Now, the evangelicals and many Protestants think that the way this is that have been told to interpret it that God will come if Israel is in the hands of Jews. So here's the big question. Why didn't they rename the thing we call Israel? Why isn't it Judea? Like, Israel was destroyed. The Jews that have come back aren't Israeli. They are the supposedly descendants of Judeans. Well, they named it Israel because they knew to get kooky Protestant dick faces in the United States to back them if they could link it to the fucking Bible. Anyway, I know I've been on a tangent. I just wanted to, this question sent me off on a tangent. I'm just trying to explain to everyone that a lot of people are getting gamed, okay? Follow what your heart tells you. Look at what you see, make a decision, and don't make a decision because, well, fucking the other team thinks this. All right? Now, if you're Israeli or you're Palestinian, you're like, Mike, I fucking hate you. I'm sorry. I'm not either one. So I'm not going to be as invested as you. And, there's a old saying, I don't know who said it, but I'm going to butcher it, but it's, maybe it was Nelson Mandela. It goes like this. In a war between a mouse and a lion, the mouse will be much angrier at your neutrality than the lion. The guy who's got the underdog is going to be much angrier at you being neutral. And, like I said, what can you do? Maybe some people want to help in a way they can. If they can, do it. But, also before, the Zionists picked Israel, they actually were talking to the British Empire about doing this in Uganda, or talking about the French about doing it in Madagascar. So, crazy to think, little historical craziness, but if things had turned out different, instead of this going on right now in Israel, Palestine, this would literally be going on in fucking Uganda with Africans. It's just fucking crazy. What I'm trying to say is a lot of people are rooting for stuff that doesn't benefit them, and they do it all the time, every day, in many different fucking ways. And there's a lot of people out there who fall into Queers for Gaza type category, who simply just are rooting for stuff that's going to mess up their life. Not that actually a lot of fucking conservatives do too, actually. A lot of people just root for shit that's going to mess up their life. And a lot of people, like I said, in the Queers for Gaza thing, that section tends to attract a lot of people who think, fuck the world. I don't care if it burns. It's the sort of people that go, well, yeah, I don't care if your fucking house gets burnt down. I don't have a house. I'm a renter. Yeah, I don't care if everything is destroyed. I have no stakes in the fucking fight. I don't care what happens. And, a lot of fucking people on the other side that'll go against their very morals. So to answer your question, that is why. People are rooting. A lot of people are just saying, hey, I support, this is right, this is wrong. There's a lot of just well thought out individual humans out there with a moral compass. And then there are people who are going, well,
I'm going to do this or like this side or root for that way because, something rooted in the 1960s movement, or kind of what technically that kind of came from Bolshevism in Russia in the fucking 19 teens. Or it came from fucking Schofield. Anyway, there's a lot of people. I guess what I'm trying to come to here is, what I try to say in this and in the last thing about being overly red-pilled to the point where you hate women and you lose hope. Don't let yourself get black-pilled. I see too many people these days who are doom-scrolling social media. There is still goodness in the world, and there is still fucking hope. And I'm not saying that bad shit isn't happening. What I'm saying is be white-pilled. And I know you're like, Mike, I don't want to take any fucking pills. I know I'm using pathetic internet terms. What I'm trying to say is black-pilled is, it's a deep pessimism about the human, about the fate of everything. And white-pilled is the opposite. And I'm not telling you to be all optimistic, but I think in the end, fate will take its course. And regardless of where you're at or what's going on with you, don't lose hope. Don't fucking lose hope, and don't be manipulated. You are a fucking living, breathing human being capable of making your own decisions. Okay, so come to your own decisions. And think, am I making these decisions because this is what I genuinely think and feel? Listen to your gut. Or am I just fucking doing this because the other guy is thinking this, or because it's just part of a near fucking zealous zealous, is that a right word? A zealous ideology. Have I become a zealot where I'm in complete competition with another to prove that I am the most devout to my political party or ideological allegiance? You're your own person, man. I'm not going to tell you how to think. Make your own decisions. Come to your own fucking terms. And, understand, are you being manipulated? Does everything in the world really break down to left and right, liberal and conservative, red versus blue? Does it? Does it really? Now, in cases of morality, I think it's a lot more black and white, but just, don't be manipulated and have hope. Have some hope. Don't spend all day doom scrolling. Don't allow the fact that you only see the dark parts of the world to get to you. I know there's some fucked up shit going on out there, but I'm telling you, I've been a doom scroller. I've been a black pill guy. You can't make any changes in the world around you if you don't have hope and belief. You can't. You just can't. If you say everything is shit and everything is lost, like you're like the king. Remember at the end of the second Lord of the Rings, where the king's just like, fuck it, it's all done, we've lost. And he comes out there on the fucking balcony, he's like, give up all hope. And his soldiers who are fighting look at him. And they're just like, what? And then they grab him and they're like, shut the fuck up. And they get back in here. And then like, bro, just hold out a little bit more. We're going to ride out to meet them. And they fucking do that charge. And I know it's Lord of the Rings. Fuck you. Great fucking series. They ride out and then Gandalf comes and they're like, oh, and they fucking fuck up the orcs, just fucking slashing and bashing. Suck my fucking dick, orc. Just beating them down. If they had let that guy get out there and just say, fucking give up, all hope is lost, and he kept talking, well, it would have been lost. If you think all hope is lost, it is lost. You can't make changes and make the world a better place if you don't believe it can be a better place and you don't have hope. So get some hope. Have hope that women aren't all lost, that they're not all fucking OnlyFans prostitutes, because they're not. They're not all like that. And who knows?
Maybe you meet a girl who fucking showed her vagina on OnlyFans, but she became a devout Christian. She found God and she fixed herself. And now maybe that's not for you. I get that, but maybe you can overlook it. Also, this is a fucking extreme. Most of the time these guys are complaining that a girl had sex 4 times in fucking college. But also, like, I get it. There's also I've seen the girls in college who fucked 80 dudes. So I get it. But these are extremes. Anyway, have hope. Have hope that there's decent women and put some work in. It's more than just having. It's having hope and putting in the work. Have hope the world is a better place. Put in work to make yourself a better person and the world will be a better place. Put in hope to make yourself a better fucking man, bigger, stronger, better, and you will get those better women. Put in the fucking work. Anyway, shit, man, 2 hours. Fucking, I did it. Love you guys. Glad you're listening. Got some podcasts to release. Had some great guests on. Some people came back. Some newcomers. I'm having a ball doing this with you again. And can't say love you enough. Have hope. Stay motivated. Don't be manipulated. In the words of Pepe here of Star Fox team, trust your instincts. Get your act together. Love you. Peace out. Have a hell of a fucking new year. You got this. Make some changes. Be better. I promise you, be better. Better shit will happen. Go on. You tired of bitches? Go listen to Patrice O'Neal. He'll toughen you up real quick. Be a better man. And be a better fucking person. Because you ain't gonna get good shit unless you do good shit. All right. Take care.